Hello and welcome to Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV. As it is an overcast day at Trum Field, the Highlanders taking on GBL opponents Lynn English today. As Lynn English is second place right now in the GBL with a record of 3-2. Highlanders in first place with a GBL record of 6-1. Colin Bourne on the mound for the Highlanders as he is about to get underway against Gilmer Galva, the leadoff man for the Bulldogs. As we have our first pitch here, and that's fouled back into the screen by Galva. Galva is going to be followed by Jariel Benzan and Gamalier Calderon. I apologize for that. A 0-1 offering from Bourne, fastball down low, swung on and missed. Bourne coming off an excellent start against Cambridge here at Trum Field from last week. 5 innings of work, 7 strikeouts as he got the win in that matchup against Cambridge. Fastball outside, ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Galva. Highlanders overall record of 7-3, 6-1 in the GBL. On Monday, they lost to Malden, 12-3, foul tip out of play. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Malden was able to defeat the Highlanders, give them their first GBL loss of the season, 12-3. Ian Bourne took his first loss of the year in that Malden matchup. Highlanders still in first place in the GBL. The Highlanders out in first with that 6-1 overall record. Lynn English in second place, as I noted. 3-2. Lynn Classical is 4-3 there in third. As that is popped into left center field, ranging around, fly ball taken out there by Tommy Griffin. Didn't look like much off the bat from Galva, but boy, it carried out there towards that scoreboard. Tommy able to get over there and make the play on that one. That'll bring up Jariel Benzan, third baseman for the Bulldogs. Fastball in there, called strike from Bourne. Bourne, fastball, curveball, changeup repertoire on the mound. Leans on the fastball. There you see that change right there. As that ball just dove right away from Benzan. Swing and a miss as he was well out ahead of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Benzan. Another changeup. That one is a ground ball chopper. Second base fielded there by Griffin. Fired over to first. 4-3 put out. Second out of the inning for the Highlanders. That'll bring up Gamalier Calderon. As Calderon comes up, he is the right fielder for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs come in with an overall record of 3-4, 3-2 in the GBL, as I noted, second place in the GBL, ranked number 54 in Division I, as that catches the bottom of the strike zone for strike one. 0-1. Now the count to Calderon. Fastball in there, called strike 2, catches the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Calderon. Lynn English coming off a very successful season last year as they qualified for Division I playoffs, made it to the round of 32 by beating Shrewsbury 4-0, lost 4-3 to Weymouth as that was inside for ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Calderon. Lost to Weymouth in that round of 32 in a 1-run loss, 4-3. Highlanders, of course, made the playoffs last year as well, as that one fouled out of play. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes to Calderon. Highlanders with that overall record of 7-3. We're at the halfway point of the season for the Highlanders. 3 wins away coming into this game from qualifying already for the playoffs if they get in 3 wins. A change-up, chopper towards third, got under the glove of Preston Ardolino out into center field. It's going to be taken by Griffin out there, as Ardolino was going to have a hard time at that one. The chopper just died in the grass. We're going to call that a base hit. Ardolino did not get a glove on it, so a single for Calderon, and he stands at first. That'll bring up Gilbert Galva. Galva the righty swinging at that changeup. Swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Galva. Gilbert, the first baseman for Lynn English today. Calderon leads away from first. Throw comes over. Calderon back safely. Mentioned the Highlanders 3 wins away from a 10-win season, guaranteeing themselves a 10-win season and an appearance in Division II playoffs. A win today against Lynn English will get them 2 wins away from that, as the changeup swung on and missed. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Galva. In addition to that, a win over Lynn English today will give them a little bit of cushion in the GBL, a 2-game cushion over second place. It will drop Lynn English down to 2 losses, or 3 losses, I should say, in the GBL, as that curveball's inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Galva. And Lynn English, as well as Lynn Classical, will have 3 losses in GBL action, so the Highlanders will be 2 games out in first place of the GBL. Playing excellent baseball this season. Fastball popped up, third base side, goes out of play. Out onto the street, missed my car, so I'm happy. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs here, top half of the first inning. Runner at first is Gamaliel Calderon. He singled under the glove of Preston Ardolino. That was a close one there, as Bourne's throw over perfectly placed, but Calderon able to get in underneath it. 1-2 is the count to Galva. Top of the first here at Trum Field. And that curve caught the inside corner. Called strike 3, and that will do it for the first half of the first inning. We will move to the bottom half of the first inning from Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders versus the Bulldogs, as Lynn English is visiting here at Trum Field. Highlanders, bottom half of the first inning. Top of the lineup coming up. Ian Bourne leading off, followed by Tucker Calley and Preston Ardolino batting third. Ian Bourne loves hitting against Lynn English. Hit for the cycle against Lynn English last year at Lynn English. Had an excellent offensive game as well earlier this year at Lynn English, as well as a 15-8 victory for Somerville. As Bourne settles in, facing off against Kenry Manzanillo. Catcher for the Bulldogs. Already a discussion going on amongst the battery, as Elion Pena is the catcher, comes out. Quick discussion, getting their signal straight. Manzanillo, no wins, no losses on the season. His first offering there, outside ball 1. Looked like a curveball stayed out there. Fastball catches, no, thought that was going to catch the lower portion of the strike zone, but called a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Ian Bourne. Manzanillo being very, very careful with Bourne. As that one's up high and outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, now the count. Mentioned that Bourne hit for the cycle last year at Lynn English. Was a critical component in the Highlander 15-8 victory at Lynn English earlier this year as well. That fastball cross home plate takes sign all the way there for Ian. Gets in there for called strike 1. 3-1 now the count to Bourne. That's fastball, catches the bottom portion of the zone. Really good pitch there for Manzanillo. Loads up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count now to Highlander leadoff man Ian Bourne. That's a hot shot, second base, fielded there by Hernandez over to first. Galva squeezes it, 4-3 put out, and that's how we open up the offensive portion for the Highlanders as Bourne grounds out to second. That'll bring up Tucker Cali. Cali plays third for the Highlanders. He has been tremendous this season. An excellent offensive season thus far for Tucker Cali. It's Manzanillo. Fastball lined into left center. Gonna be cut off out there in center field. Nice play by Galva as he was able to keep him to a single, but a hard hit single there by Tucker Cali. And the Highlanders have a man on base here in the bottom of the first with 1 away. Preston Artolino stepping in. Artolino check swing, fouls it into the screen. No balls and a strike now to Artolino. Artolino, freshman shortstop for the Highlanders, also was a forward on the hockey team. One of the stronger offensive presences is Cali is away from first, swing and a miss by Artolino. Cali in standing with the stolen base. So the count is no balls, 2 strikes to Preston Artolino with 1 away here in the bottom of the first. The Highlanders have a runner in scoring position with Tucker Cali at second after the stolen base. 0-2 delivery from Manzanillo inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Artolino. As Cali took a long secondary lead but went back to second. The pitch itself was a ball, evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Artolino. Artolino against Cambridge last week had 1 base hit, singled, as well as a run scored. As that pitch gets behind Pena, back to the backstop. Cali will take third, so the Highlanders have the go-ahead run 90 feet away. Count is now full. Second full count of the inning for Manzanillo. 1 away for the Highlanders here in the top of the first, and they got something cooking with Tucker Cali standing at third. Artolino with the full count at home plate. Manzanillo winds, delivers. That one's a ground ball. Fielded at short, fired over to first. They get the out, but that will score the run as Tucker Cali comes in. So the Highlanders lead 1-0. For 6-3 put out there for Artolino. Gets the job done, gets the run in. 2 away now, and Robbie Larkin steps in. As that was a ball to Larkin. Larkin, of course, was the goalie for the Highlander hockey team. Did a tremendous job, senior Robbie Larkin. As that catches that outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Larkin. Larkin now catching as well here for baseball, as Highlanders' normal catcher, Graham Ross, out with a planned medical procedure. Get well soon, Graham. Get on back to us. Robbie Larkin doing an excellent job back behind the plate, but love to have Graham Ross back. So that was in there, ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count to Robbie Larkin. Bases clear, Highlanders have a run in. They lead 1-0. Bottom of the first, outs down the first base, out into right field. Single for Robbie Larkin down the right field line. Second hit of the inning for the Highlanders. That'll bring up Max Barish, left fielder for the Highlanders. Barish, a nice game against Cambridge. 2 stolen bases, got on base twice, scored a run as well. Of course, that Cambridge game available here on Somerville Ed TV. Check out our YouTube channels. Larkin away from first, and he slides in safely with the stolen base. Highlanders very active as traditional on the base paths. Another Highlander in scoring position here with 2 away. Barish looking to pick him up. That pitch was a ball, so 1 ball, no strikes, now the count to Barish. Highlanders have the 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first on the RBI ground out by Preston Ardolino. As Manzanillo steps off, looks Larkin back. Manzanillo kicks and delivers, fouled back into the screen by Barish. Evens the count 1-1. Highlanders looking to solidify their lead in the GBL as we pass the midway point of the season and also place themselves 2 wins away from securing a guaranteed playoff spot in Division II. That one fouled back into the screen as well. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Barish. Robbie Larkin stands at second. He singled into right field and stole second. Represents the possible second run for the Highlanders. Tucker Cowley singled into center. Stole second and came around to score on Ardolino's ground out to short after reaching third on a pass ball. 1-2 offering to Barish down in the dirt. Nice block by Pena as Larkin halfway to third base has to head back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Barish. Two offering from Manzanillo. Larkin is away, pitches high and outside for ball 3, and Larkin slides in safe head first with his second stolen base. So the Highlanders have their second run of the inning 90 feet away, and Barish stands with a full count, third full count that Manzanillo has had here in the first inning. Full count offering here. That's up high, ball 4. So Barish will take first on the base on balls. And that'll give Colin Bourne the opportunity to really help out his cause as he's the starting pitcher for the Highlanders. Looking to give himself some insurance runs. Runners on the corners, 2 away here. Bottom of the first, Highlanders up 1-0 as they got Tucker Cowley in on a Preston Ardolino ground out, I should say, RBI ground out. Pitch in there from to Bourne. Fastball catches the outside for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike now the count. I believe this is the first batter of the inning. The Manzanillo has a first pitch strike 2. As Barish away, but pitch is fouled back into the screen. No balls, 2 strikes now the count to Colin Bourne. Barish, 2 stolen bases in that Cambridge game, so we know he's got the wheels. as Manzanillo looks in. Now he's looking bearish back, spins back, seeing if he maybe could get Larkin leaning the wrong way. Nothing doing there. No balls, 2 strikes the count to Colin Bourne. As Barish had that one stolen before the pitch started. So Barish is into second with a stolen base. Pitch was up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Colin Bourne. Highlanders have 2 in scoring position. As Larkin's at third, Barish at second. Fastball just outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Colin Bourne. Bourne had an excellent run last year, I should say, at the plate. Over 50 at-bats without a strikeout. Good eye again from Bourne. Of course, if he had struck out, or if he does strike out in this at-bat, I'm sure all you folks at home will blame me for the jinx. We will see, as this is the 4th batter that Manzanillo has gone full to here in the inning. 3-2 offering, 2 away here, bottom of the first. That's in the dirt. And coming in to score, as that got above Pena's head, is going to be Robbie Larkin. Heads up base running there by Larkin as the 2nd run of the inning comes across for the Highlanders after the base on balls to Colin Bourne. Barish as well advanced on that wild pitch. We're going to call that one a wild pitch. Tucker Cali advanced on a pass ball would be my determination. So with 2 away, Noah Brown steps in. Colin Bourne at first. At third is Max Barish. Swing and a miss for Brown. So that fastball blown right by him there with no balls and a strike. The count to Brown. 2 away here, bottom of the first. Highlanders lead 2-0. They have runners on the corners. As that fastball just outside to Brown. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Manzanillo steps off, gets Bourne back. Highlanders with 4 stolen bases here in this inning. As Larkin stole second and third, came home on a wild pitch. Colin Bourne away from first, and he's going to get into second with the stolen base. No throw down. Brown, swing and miss at strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count. Highlanders 2 runners in scoring position. Already 2 runners across here in the bottom of the first. 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss by Noah Brown, and that will do it for the Highlanders here in the bottom of the first, but not before they got 2 across as Tucker Cali and Robbie Larkin came across to give the Highlanders a 2-0 lead. We move to the second here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV as we move to the top half of the second inning, I should say. Kenry Manzanillo will step in for the Bulldogs to lead off. Actually, strike that. That's Gilbert Galva who's stepping in to lead off this inning. Did I have that right? Yes, Gilbert Galva is stepping in, the first baseman. As that one is outside, ball 1 to Galva. Curveball from Bourne, outside as well, ball 2 to Galva. Galva, a very dangerous offensive player. That pitch down low, ball 3. That's in there for called strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. Now the count to Gilbert Galva. English left a runner on. Top half of the first inning. Change-up catches that outside. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and fouled into the dirt, just barely tipped foul. Nobody out here. Top half of the second, Highlanders up 2-0. As that's tipped into the mitt, strike 3. As Bourne comes back from being down 3-0 in that at-bat to strike out Gilbert Galva swinging. And that'll bring up Wilfredo Perez, the DH, for the Bulldogs. 1 away here, top half of the first inning. Highlanders leading 2-0. Swing and a miss there at the fastball for Perez. So you could tell the way that Bourne was handling Galva on that at-bat. Did not come right at him. You can see the difference here against Perez. As Bourne starts him off with the fastball. And a little high curveball up high there. In there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Wilfredo Perez. You can tell the respect the Highlanders have for Galva and the power that he brings, as that's a hot shot to third. Callie down to his knee, fires it across. Beautiful put out there by Tucker Callie. Good reaction, gets down to the knee, was able to field that ball in the backhand and fire it across the diamond. Second out of the inning brings up Sanders Richardson, I should say, for the Bulldogs. Callie has been excellent with the glove at the hot corner as the curve just went swept across the plate for strike 1. You could see Richardson diving out on that one. Tucker Callie's been excellent, not only with the bat, but also with the glove as well. As that's a fly ball into right field. Noah Brown coming over, not going to be able to make the play. Going into second, there's going to be a play there. Sliding in safe is going to be Richardson. So Richardson, the double down the right field line, and Lynn English has an opportunity here to cut the Highlander lead in half as Elian Pena steps in with a runner in scoring position, and that is Sanders Richardson. Pena chopper, third base side, and it ends up foul. Sanders Richardson is at second with his double in the right field. 2 away here, top half of the second inning. No balls and a strike, the count to Elian Pena. Fastball down low, ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Pena. Bourne checks Richardson at second. Curveball, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Pena. You could see how difficult that curveball is to recognize, as we've seen a couple players now bailing out of that right-hand batter's box against that. And the changeup has him out ahead. Strike 3, throw down, gets him. That's the third strikeout for Colin Bourne. That'll do it for the Bulldogs in the second. Highlanders lead 2-0. We move to the bottom of the second here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field, bottom half of the second inning. Highlanders lead 2-0. It will be numbers 8, 9, and 1 in the Highlander order coming up to face Kenry Manzanillo. Highlanders got 2 runs across in the bottom half of the first. Danny Griffin leading off as Griffin swings and misses at the fastball from Manzanillo. Manzanillo seemed to be kind of trying to locate pitches outside or edge of the strike zone. As this is a hot shot first base, Galva makes the play himself. 3 unassisted, and that will get Danny Griffin. That'll bring up Tommy Griffin, center fielder for the Highlanders. As you see Manzanillo coming right at Griffin in this inning. I was going to point out that Manzanillo had 32 pitches there in that first inning. He seemed to be nibbling around the corners a bit through the Highlander lineup. Coming right at Danny Griffin, gets him out in 2 pitches. Time taken. It's Tommy Griffin. Steps back in. Manzanillo will wind and delivers. Fastball's up high. Ball 1. No ball, or 1 ball, no strikes. Now the count to Tommy Griffin. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Griffin. Manzanillo went full to 4 Highlander batters in the first inning. Over 30 pitches in that inning. Very tightly controlled here as this is popped down the right field line. Coming in to make the play is Gamalier Calderon. Nice job coming in to make that play. Highlanders would turn the order over and Ian Bourne steps in. Ian Bourne steps in an optimum position for Lynn English. Nobody on base as Bourne grounded out to second in the first. 0 for 1 on the day for Ian. The sun breaking through now here at Trum Field. We were overcast as we started this game, but now the sun has busted through the clouds. We might have a nice evening here at Trum Field as Bourne is up 1 ball, no strikes. That one's left up high. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Ian Bourne. Obviously Manzanillo being very cautious with Ian Bourne. Bourne hit for the cycle at Lynn English last season. Probably the best offensive player in the GBL as he puts a charge into that one. Center field, but right at Gilmar Galva, and that will do it for the Highlanders. They go 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the second. They lead 2-0 as we go to the top of the third here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. So we move to the top half of the third inning. Highlanders leading the Bulldogs of Lynn English in GBL action right now, 2-0. Colin Bourne on the mound for the Highlanders. 3 strikeouts so far. He will face numbers 9, 1, and 2 in the Bulldog order as Jordan Hernandez leads off for the Bulldogs. First offering to Hernandez is the changeup. It is low, ball 1. Bourne has a fastball, curveball, changeup, a repertoire. We've seen all of those today so far. A little change there, catches the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Jordan Hernandez. Bourne kicks, delivers. Curveball falls outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Jordan Hernandez. Change up there. Swing and a miss by Hernandez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count. You can see how far ahead Hernandez was. Two offering from Bourne now. Up high with the fastball. 3 balls, 2 strikes as Bourne gets his second full count of the game. Time taken by the batter, Hernandez. Nobody out here. Bottom of the third, Highlanders leading 2-0. 3-2 offering to Hernandez, leading off this bottom of the third. Curveball in there, called strike 3. Throw down to first to complete it. I'll have to check the rule book. I don't know whether on a called strike 3 it's required to throw down. I know on a swinging strike it is. However, they threw it down, they got the out. That is Collins' third strikeout of the game. Oh, fourth. And I'll bring up Gilmar Galva, center fielder. 0 for 1 today as he flew out to deep center field on a ball that did not look like much off the bat, but by golly, did it carry. First offering to Galva is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the count. 1 away here. Top half of the third inning. Highlanders lead 2-0. That fastball left up high. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count. That's a ball. It's a little low. 3-0 now the count to Gilmar Galva. Yeah, 1 away here for the Highlanders. Fastball from Bourne. Ball as well. 4 straight balls to Galva, and he is on base at first. That'll bring up Jerry Albinzan. Binzan grounded out to second base in the first inning. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Bourne looking like he's struggling a bit with his control here in this third inning. So he checks the runner, Galva at first. Curveball. Low for ball 1 and stolen base as well. As Robbie Larkin unable to cleanly grab that curveball. So now the Bulldogs have runner in scoring position. Only 1 away here is Binzan. Ahead 1-0 in the count. Curveball catches the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Binzan. The runner is away from second. It's a line shot, backhanded nicely by Preston Ardolino. He fires it across. Really nice play on the short hop there by Ardolino. Runner does advance to third, but now 2 away here in the top of the third. That'll bring up Gamaliel Calderon as Calderon singled into center and was left stranded at first base in the first inning. Curveball catches the corner for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, now the count. Bulldogs have Gilmar Galva at third base. 2 away here. Top of the third, Highlanders up 2-0. As this is a high fly ball, ranging back, that is way back there over the head of everybody in the outfield as Griffin will finally get to it. He'll fire it in. Got past the cutoff man, so now Calderon will take third. Calderon's slide was not a thing of beauty at third. However, he is at third. We're going to give Calderon a double on that, an RBI double as it were. As coming in to score was Gilmar Galva. Highlanders lead cut in half. Tying run stands 90 feet away, and Kinry Manzanillo stamps in. Bah, easy for me to say, not really. As the first offering from Bourne, outside ball 1 to Manzanillo. Manzanillo struck out looking back in the first inning, 0 for 1 on the day. Opposing pitcher for the Bulldogs, so he can help his own cause here and tie this game up with a base hit. As Larkin, a nice backhand there, kept it from getting behind him. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Galva. Lynn English, a very strong offensive team, and you can see how those balls just bounce off their bats. It's Manzanillo. Looks at ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Kenry Manzanillo. Lynn English has 1 run across on the RBI double by Gamaliel Calderon. He advanced to third on the poor cutoff throw. Curveball in there for called strike. That's trust in the curveball from Bourne as he pulls out old Uncle Charlie, down 3-0 in the count. Makes it 3-1, 2 away here. Tying run, 90 feet away at third. As that pitch down in the dirt, Larkin blocks it, chases it down. Calderon stays at third. Manzanillo will take first on the walk. That will bring up Gilbert Galva. Struck out to lead off the second. Galva, a very dangerous offensive player, possibly the most powerful hitter in the Bulldog lineup. Bourne treated him very carefully in that second inning, able to strike him out from a full count. As he fires over to first, back safely is Manzanillo. Tying run at third, 2 away here, top half of the third inning. It's Gilbert Galva at the plate, throw over to first once again. Manzanillo back in time. Calderon is at third. Manzanillo at first, Galva at the plate. Manzanillo is off from first. Larkin will hold the ball. Manzanillo will take the stolen base. Pitch was down in the dirt. And we will, with the open base, I mentioned the power that Gilbert Galva has. Highlanders, very well aware of that, will give him first, so that will load up the bases here, 2 away. Highlanders up 2-1. Wilfredo Perez has the opportunity. He grounded out to third. A really nice play by Tucker Cowley. Swing and a miss. That was fouled off. Actually, Perez, the DH for the Bulldogs. As I noted, grounded out to Tucker Cowley, Highlander third baseman, back in the second inning for the second out of that inning. Bases filled with Bulldogs. Highlanders up by a run, 2 away. Swing and a miss. Perez now down 0-2 in the count. Bourne looking to get out of danger here. Highlanders have allowed 1 across. And that's a fly ball left field, and it is long out there. All the way back to the wall is Max Barish. 1 Bulldog run is across, 2 Bulldog runs are across, and Lynn English has taken the lead. Two RBI double for Wilfredo Perez. Have a discussion on the mound as head coach Matt O'Donnell comes out to talk to his pitcher Colin Bourne. Lynn English has taken a 3-2 lead off the RBI, 2 RBI double, I should say, by Wilfredo Perez, bringing in Guillermo Galva and Kenry Manzanillo. Strike that, Calderon and Manzanillo. Gilbert Galva stands at third. Wilfredo Perez is at second after that 2 RBI go-ahead double. Sanders Richardson at the plate. Pitch got by Larkin, but bounced right back to him. He handled it very quickly and very well. So Galva was not able to move. Pitch was a ball. 1-0 offering here from Bourne. There is 2 away here. Highlanders looking to end the Bulldogs at 3 runs here in this inning. As Richardson looks at strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count to Sanders Richardson. Richardson doubled out into right field back in the second. Swing and a miss for Richardson. Strike 3. That first pitch was a strike as well. My bad on that call. But that will do it for the Bulldogs, but not before they take a 3-2 lead with 3 runs in the third. We move to the bottom of the third. Highlanders got some work to do here from Trum Field on Somerville TV. Highlanders trailing the Bulldogs 3-2 after they put 3 across in the top half of the third. We are moving to the bottom of the third, 2, 3, and 4. Heart of the Highlander lineup, Tucker Cali, Preston Ardolino, and Robbie Larkin coming up to face Henry Manzanillo as he had a beautiful curveball there. Called strike 1 to Cali. Study and contrast for Manzanillo between the first and the second innings. As he will wind and deliver fastball inside. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Cali. Cali singled and came around to score on a passed ball back in the first inning. Scored the Highlanders' first run. Cali has been excellent offensively. Also had a great defensive play in this game as well. So that one left up high by Manzanillo. Manzanillo in the first inning, over 32 pitches, or over 30 pitches in that first inning, allowed 2 runs across, multiple walks. Second inning, 1, 2, 3, very easy for Manzanillo. Here in the third, he starts off going down 3 balls, 1 strike to Tucker Cali. Seemed to be nibbling a bit in the first. Came right at the bottom portion of the Highlander lineup to great success. And that is ball 4 as Cali will go to first. Cali had a stolen base in the first inning. Advanced to second on a passed ball, scored on a wild pitch. Or advanced to third, I should say, on a passed ball, scored on a wild pitch. Oh, strike that, I should say. Scored on Preston Ardolino's RBI ground out. Sorry about that, Preston. We'll get you that RBI. As Manzanillo looks over, Ardolino, of course, at the plate right now. He grounded out to shortstop for that RBI back in the first. Cali leads away from first. Manzanillo looks in for the sign. Bounces off the rubber. Looks Cali back. Highlanders trailing 3-2. They gave up 3 runs in the top half of the third inning. Cali away from first, pitches inside for a ball, and Cali slides in safely at second. Ardolino now up 1-0 in the count. Cali, his second stolen base of the game. Highlanders have the tying run in scoring position, nobody out. So Ardolino fires that one back into the screen. Evens the count 1-1. Looks like we have a scoreboard outage. Highlanders turned off the scoreboard, I guess, when they fell behind. Hopefully they'll turn it back on if they get back ahead. So Ardolino can tie it up with a base knock with Tucker Cali at second. As Manzanillo steps off and looks back Cali. Ardolino 0 for 1 on the day with an RBI. Plated the Highlanders' first run with an RBI ground out to short. Hot shot, middle of the infield, well played by Jordan Hernandez, and he will fire it over. 4-3 put out. Tucker Cali advances to third. So the tying run 90 feet away for Robbie Larkin as he comes to the plate. Larkin singled back in the first, 1 for 1 on the day. 2 stolen bases for Larkin as he stole second and third, and then he's the one that scored on the wild pitch. 1 away here, bottom half of the third inning. Highlanders trailing 3-2. Manzanillo kicks and delivers fastball inside, ball 1. 1-0 now the count to Robbie Larkin. Tucker Cali stands at third. Very aggressive lead. Ground ball up the middle, right past the pulled-in infield, and that will score the run as Tucker Cali comes in to score and tie this one up. Robbie Larkin with the RBI single. So the Highlanders have tied this game up 3-3. That'll bring up Max Barish. Barish walked back in the first, was left stranded at third base. Did steal a bag as well. Larkin, of course, stole 2 bags last time he was on base. So we'll see about him at first. First offering to Barish. Fastball outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the count to Max Barish. Manzanillo struggling with the early and middle portions of the Highlander lineup here. As he bounces off, looks Larkin back. Robbie Larkin with that RBI single tied matters up here. 1 away, bottom of the third. Bunt attempt there by Barish as he fouls it back into the screen. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Highlanders looking to give themselves some breathing room in the GBL standings with a win against Lynn English today. They can push themselves out to 2 games in first in the GBL. Out ahead of both Lynn teams, Classical and English. As Larkin leads away from first, 1 away. Fires over. Snow-coned a little bit there on Galva. He was able to knock it down, though. Barish at the plate. 1-1 is the count to him. Highlanders have a run across. 3-3 is our score. As Larkin is away, fastball, basically a pitch out for all intents and purposes, and Larkin is safe. Sweep tag attempt there by Sanders Richardson. The ball came out of his glove, so he would have been safe no matter what. I think he did beat the throw, though. Third stolen base of the day for Robbie Larkin. I normally joke about catcher speed, but, well, actually, this one's got some speed. So the go-ahead run in scoring position with 1 away. Max Barish at the plate, squares around a bunt. That's in there for a ball. Gets behind the catcher Pena all the way back, and Larkin on the wild pitch will advance to third, so the go-ahead run for the Highlanders stands at third with 1 away. 3-1 is the count to Max Barish. Barish walked back in the first. He squared around the bunt the last couple times. He's got the cushion to do that again if he wants to. Infield comes in. That pitch, ball 4, fastball, left it outside. Manzanillo struggling with his control a bit. Highlanders have the runners on the corners here as Larkin stands at third, Barish at first. Colin Bourne comes to the plate looking to help his own cause. As Bourne is the pitcher on the mound for the Highlanders. 1 away here, bottom of the third. Highlanders have tied it up. The go-ahead run stands at third. Runners on the corners. As Manzanillo has him picked off. He's got to worry about the runner at third, too. And it's going to be a race. He's safe. Larkin is safe at home. Everybody's safe, and the Highlanders have a run. As Max Barish playing a little come and get me, Robbie Larkin is able to come home. Head coach for the Bulldogs coming out, Esteban Cabral. He's going to have a little conversation with the base umpire. There was a possibility that when Barish got back into first base, he came off the bag with the tag still applied. If you want to hit rewind and see whether that's the case, feel free. But I'm going to tell you right now, umpire made the call as safe, fired it home. Robbie Larkin was safe there. Umpires are now going to meet. See whether the home plate umpire might have had a better angle at that. I'm not totally sure. We do not have replay, so I believe Coach Cabral can only ask for the umpire to ask the other umpire for help. See whether maybe he saw a different angle or something. Barish safe at first. Larkin stealing home for his 4th stolen base of the game. Colin Bourne now the pitcher with the lead, 4-3 at the plate. 1 away here. Bottom of the 3rd. Barish is away from first, and he is into second base standing with a stolen base. Another stolen base for Max Barish. That's going to be his 2nd of the day. Highlanders keeping that pressure on. As now, once again, Highlanders have a runner in scoring position, leading 4-3 as they put 2 across here in the bottom of the 3rd. Colin Bourne at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Bourne. That one down low for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes, the count to Bourne. Max Barish stands at second. Highlanders have 2 runs in. Robbie Larkin stealing home after Barish was picked off of first. Danced around and Manzanillo wasn't able to get him. This one's a fly ball right field. Settling underneath it is going to be Calderon, and Barish will stay at second. 2nd out of the inning for the Bulldogs brings up Noah Brown. Brown struck out back in the 1st inning, 0 for 1 on the day. As Brown struck out with 2 runners on to end the 1st. And runner on right now is Max Barish at second. He was stranded at 3rd to end that 1st inning. Curveball catches the corner for strike 1. No balls, 2 strikes now the count. Or no balls, 1 strike the count to Noah Brown. Brown, the lone victim of the strikeout for Manzanillo today so far. As Max Barish stands at second. That pitch is a ball down low. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count to Brown. Highlanders have 2 runs across here in the bottom of the 3rd. They lead 4-3 as they've retaken the lead. Very active on the bases as they have an aggregate 4 stolen bases as a team this inning, along with that stolen base to take the lead. Swing foul back into the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Brown. 2 away here, bottom of the 3rd. Highlanders want to do some more damage as Max Barish stands at second, gets some insurance. Only a 4-3 lead for the Highlanders. Very powerful Lynn English offensive club. Barish is away, pitches down low. Pena did not handle it as he tried to backhand, couldn't quite squeeze it. So Barish will take the base. 3rd stolen base of the game for Max Barish. Count is even 2-2. 2 away here, bottom of the 3rd. Insurance run 90 feet away. As Brown watches ball 4 up high, or ball 3 up high. 3-2 now the count. Scoreboard back in operation. Good to see. It is a full count to Noah Brown, 2 away, bottom of the 3rd. Highlanders up by a run. Runner at 3rd is Max Barish. As Brown, grounder up the middle, taken by Richardson at short, fires it across, and he's out. As Galva looked like he might have come off the bag. I think that's what head coach Matt O'Donnell wants to have a little conversation with him about. He's going to ask to go to the home plate umpire as well, who had a very good angle of that. As the throw came across, Galva's foot may have come off the bag. So we're going to see whether the base umpire will consult with the home plate umpire, as he did earlier, about whether Max Barish got back in time. There apparently will be no consultation, and that will do it. The Highlanders do get 2 runs across. They take the 4-3 lead. We'll go to the top half of the 4th here on Somerville NTV. We are back here at Trum Field, top half of the 4th inning. Highlanders leading 4-3 against the Lynn English Bulldogs in GBL action. Lynn English got 3 runs across in the top of the 3rd. It's going to be numbers 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order as Elion Pena looks at ball 1. Leading off the inning, Jordan Hernandez will follow him, and Gilmir Galva will bat 3rd. Pena struck out swinging to end the 2nd inning. There's a swinging strike at the high heat from Colin Bourne. Bourne seemed to struggle a bit with his control, issuing 2 walks, one of which was intentional, but also the bats of Lynn English heated up. Gamalier Calderon had a huge, deep double into center field. Is that pitch in the dirt? Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Pena. Fastball from Bourne in there, called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count. Bourne catches the outside to Pena. Highlanders leading 4-3. Lynn English took the lead in the 3rd inning, 3-2, but the Highlanders got 2 across in the bottom half. Called strike 3 there. Second strikeout for Pena in today's action. Sixth strikeout of the game for Ian Bourne. That'll bring up Jordan Hernandez. Hernandez struck out looking to open up the 3rd inning. So curveball sweeps across home plate for strike 1. You can see the velocity difference in the curveball even from the changeup as well. Bourne's changeup comes in with a bit more velocity than that curveball. Of course, a drop-off from his fastball. You see that changeup right there out ahead of it. Or that could have been the curve from our angle. It's very difficult to tell. Hernandez swings and fouls it back. No balls, 2 strikes, now the count. 1 away here, top half of the 4th. Close game. Highlanders leading 4-3 in GBL action. Number 1 versus number 2 in the GBL. As that one is a strike, got off of Larkin's glove, but he fires it down to get the out. So called strike 3, identical basically to what happened with Jordan Hernandez back last inning when he led off the inning striking out. Another called 3rd strike, another play that Larkin had to make because he didn't squeeze it cleanly. And then the throw down to first completes the strikeout. 2 away here. Lineup flips over for Guillermo Galva. Galva has hit the ball well today. Swing and a miss at the opening fastball from Bourne. Galva 0 for 1 on the day. He walked and stole a bag and scored. Last inning, he hit a line shot into center field that was handled by Tommy Griffin to lead off the game. That pitch down in the dirt evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Highlanders looking to solidify their position atop the GBL. Lynn English looking to get closer and even it up in the loss column with the Highlanders. So that pitch left up high with the fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the count to Guillermo Galva. 2 away here. Highlanders looking for their first 1-2-3 inning of the game. As that was the change. A little grip issue there, it appears. It did not get all the way to home. Makes the count 3 balls and a strike to Galva. Galva, of course, walked last inning and came around to score after stealing second. Fastball, hot shot, shortstop through the hole. Out into left field. Galva on base. First hit of the day for him. Second time on base. That'll bring up Jeriel Benzan. Benzan 0 for 2 on the day. Has grounded out to second and grounded out to short. That ground out to short was a difficult play. Preston Ardolino made a great one. Played it on the short hop and was able to fire across and get the out. 2 away here, top half of the 3rd. Galva away with the pitch. It's a chopper towards first. Knocked down by Ian Bourne, and he's able to get the 3 unassisted to end the inning. And that'll do it for the Bulldogs here in the top half of the 4th inning. As 1 man left on base, Highlanders lead 4-3. We go to the bottom of the 4th here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field. Highlanders leading the Bulldogs of Lynn English by the score of 4-3. As we move to the bottom half of the 4th inning, Highlanders will have coming up numbers 8, 9, and 1. Danny Griffin, Tommy Griffin, and Ian Bourne facing off against Kinry Manzanillo. Manzanillo over 60 pitches so far today, as he went over 30 pitches in the first inning, over 20 pitches last inning, but had a really good second, 1, 2, 3, with only 8 pitches of work. As Griffin steps in, looks at called strike 1 on the fastball. Danny 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to first baseman Gilbert Golva back in the second, as that one fouled back into the screen. I'm sorry, got past Pena into the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Manzanillo has struggled with his control today, as that's a line shot, but Galva able to handle that soft liner. That will bring up Tommy Griffin. Tommy is 0 for 1 on the day as well, as he flew out to right field back in the second inning. Manzanillo would love a quick inning here. He was able to achieve that last time he faced numbers 8, 9, and 1, as he got through an 8-pitch second inning, 1, 2, and 3. That fastball left up high for ball 1 to Tommy. That one inside and high, ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Tommy Griffin. Highlanders would love to get Tommy on base. Ian Bourne due up next, as the Highlanders look to turn their lineup over here with a man on base. 1 away, bottom of the 4th. Highlanders lead 4-3. Ian on deck right now, 0 for 2 on the day. And with his talent, you know that means he's probably due. 3-0 offering for Manzanillo. Stays up high, 4 straight balls. That will walk Tommy Griffin, and so a man is on base as Ian Bourne comes to the plate. Bourne 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to second, flew out to center field. Got good contact on that fly ball to center, but played perfectly by Guillermo Galva out there, as he was positioned perfectly. Griffin is at first after walking, 1 away. Curveball left outside to Bourne. Ball 1. Highlanders looking to add to their lead. They lead 4-3. Got out to a 2-0 lead in the first. Gave up 3 in the third to make it 3-2 Lynn English, but then took the lead back, getting 2 across themselves last inning. Fastball inside and low, ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes the count. Pena will come out, and everybody will come out, as Esteban Cabral will come out to talk to his pitcher, Manzanillo. Talk really quickly about what we have here on Somerville Ed TV here in the spring. We've got coverage of all Highlander athletics here in the spring. Of course, as you can see, we have Highlander baseball. We're going to have some Highlander softball later on in the spring as well. We've got Highlander volleyball, Highlander boys and girls lacrosse as well. The girls lacrosse team, of course, coming off a GBL championship, playing excellently again this year, vying for their 2nd straight. Of course, Highlander baseball here, looking for their 4th straight foray into the playoffs, as well as hopefully a GBL championship. They are in first place as we are at the midpoint of the season. Discussion over at the plate. Fastball down low at the knees, called strike 1. Good pitch there from Manzanillo after the discussion to make the count 2 balls and a strike to Ian Bourne. 1 away here, bottom of the 4th. Highlanders lead 4-3. Griffin away from first. It's a pop-up. Fouled. It's going to get out of play. I'll look for the dent in my car, but I don't think it made it there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Ian Bourne. Bourne 0 for 2 on the day, as I noted. Griffin is at first with 1 away. And Manzanillo fires over. Tommy dives back in safe. Galva just does a little triple check on him there. I like Gilbert Galva. He plays He plays with joy and an excellent strong bat, as he was intentionally walked due to that. Curveball stays outside. Fills the count up against Bourne. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Lynn English, very vocal bench. Very into the game. Love that as well. As Manzanillo looks in, full count. Griffin is away. Chopper in between. Bourne's going to be safe. Griffin will take third. Miscommunication on the infield on the high chopper. Bourne will take the excuse me single, infield single, and Tucker Cali will come to the plate. Cali 1 for 1 on the day. 2 runs scored, multiple stolen bases as well. Highlanders runners on the corner, only 1 away here, bottom of the 4th, already leading by a run, looking for some insurance as Griffin stands at third, Bourne at first. Manzanillo fires it over. Bourne is back safely. Just on that high chopper, Galva probably had the play to make, but he initially broke to cover first because it looked like Manzanillo might get to that. As Manzanillo fires over to first again, Bourne's back. Second baseman in that situation, Jordan Hernandez, had broken towards second due to the runner Griffin breaking off for the stolen base. As Bourne is away from first, Cali fouls it back into the screen. Strike 1. So the excuse me infield single for Ian Bourne. Runners on the corners. 1 away. Highlanders looking for insurance with Tucker Cali at the plate. Bourne is away. Curveball up high. No throw down. And Bourne gets his first stolen base of the game. Highlanders, multiple stolen bases in now 3 innings. They have been very active. 2 runners in scoring position for Cali. Fastball stays outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Now the count to Tucker Cali. As the infield for Lynn English comes in, Highlanders with the 1-run lead. Lynn English wants to stem that as best they can. Once Bourne got to second, the double play was out of play. 1 away here. It's Manzanillo. Curveball stays inside and high. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Tucker Cali as Preston Ardolino waits on deck. Ardolino 0 for 2 on the day, 2 groundouts. One of them was an RBI groundout. Cali has had very good contact to left center field with his base knock back in the first. Fastball outside, ball 4. Another walk there. Sixth walk of the game for Manzanillo. And Preston Ardolino comes up with the bases filled with Highlanders and only 1 away. Highlanders looking to bust something open here as Lynn English in at the corners. Double play depth up the middle for Ardolino. 0 for 2 on the day. Ground outs to short and to second base. Ground out to short was an RBI ground out. First offering for Manzanillo back into the screen. No balls and a strike to Ardolino. So Highlanders have the bases filled up, leading by a run. They'd love some extra insurance. Only 1 away here. Took something off of that one. Ardolino well out ahead. Strike 2, no balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Ardolino. Ardolino, the freshman shortstop for the Highlanders. Also played hockey forward in the hockey team for the Highlander hockey squad as they went to the playoffs this past year. That one is fouled back. High heat from Manzanillo. Ardolino went up looking for it, was able to just barely get something of it. Manzanillo could definitely do with a strikeout as the bases are filled with Highlanders. Highlanders already with a 1-0 lead, or 1-run lead, I should say. Ardolino, hot shot, third base, going to be picked up. Third base bag is tagged. Throw home. Pena can't handle it. Highlanders get an insurance run as Binzan made the play at third on the line shot. Was able to tag the bag to get the out after he knocked down the ball. But then the throw home was in time, but Pena wasn't able to squeeze it. Highlanders now with 2 runners on, first and second, 2 away, is Bourne out at third. Callie moves to second. Griffin came in to score. 5-3 is your Highlander lead. And Robbie Larkin is at the plate. Double steal there for the Highlanders, and double steal is successful as Tucker Callie gets another stolen base. That's his third. Ardolino gets a stolen base. That's his first of the game. Robbie Larkin stands at home plate. He is 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI, 2 runs scored, and 4 stolen bases. Highlanders up by 2. Fastball called strike. One ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Robbie Larkin. Highlanders have 2 runners on. They've gotten 1 run across to make it a 2-run game. That one left outside. Two balls and a strike now to Larkin. That one in the dirt. Callie coming in looking to score. He's going to be safe as that one got past Pena. All runners advanced. Ardolino winds up at third. Highlanders now have a 3-run lead, 6-3, 2 runs across in this inning. As Tucker Callie comes in to score on that pass ball. Larkin still at the plate. That's a chopper towards second, fielded there by Hernandez, but he doesn't field it cleanly as the E4 is going to get Robbie on. Another run comes in for the Highlanders as Ardolino comes in. 7-3 now your Highlander lead as they've gotten 3 runs in here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Max Barish will come to the plate. Barish has walked twice today. He has 2 stolen bases as well. He's been left stranded on the base paths twice. At third base twice. So Larkin stands at first after the E4. Larkin away from first, looking to steal. Pitch is a strike. Larkin takes second base. Another stolen base for Robbie Larkin. Goodness gracious, Robbie. 5 stolen bases on the day, including a stolen, he stole home as well for one of the Highlander runs, one of his 2 runs scored. That one inside, catches the corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Max Barish. Highlanders taking the 3-run lead here, 6-3 or 7-3, 4-run lead. My bad. Curveball inside. Ball 1 to Barish. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Max Barish. That one is a called strike 3. As that will do it. Second strikeout of the game for Manzanillo, but the Highlanders able to get 3 across, take the 4-run lead. 7-3, the Highlanders lead, moving to the top of the 5th here on Somerville Head TV. We are back here at Trum Field. Highlanders leading this one by the score of 7-3 after a 3-run 4th inning. Colin Bourne still on the mound for the Highlanders. Bourne with 6 strikeouts on the day, allowing those 3 runs. He will face the heart of the Lynn English order as Calderon, Galva, and Manzanillo will be hitting. Manzanillo on deck right now. Calderon at the plate. Calderon 2 for 2 on the day, a double and a single with an RBI and a run scored. Ball one, starting off to Calderon. Talk about offensive power. This heart of this Lynn English lineup certainly has it. Calderon and Galva, very difficult. That's a chopper. Griffin kicks it a little bit, fires it over, stuck with it. Nice job there at second by Danny as he stuck with it and fired over to first. One away on the 4-3 putout. Nice to get Calderon out as he was 2 for 2 until that at bat. Kenry Manzanillo stepping in. He's the pitcher. Today the curveball in there for called strike one to Manzanillo. Manzanillo 0 for 1 on the day. Walked, stole a bag, and scored back in the third. Struck out looking in the first. One away here. 0-1 offering. Fastball outside to Manzanillo. 1-1 now the count. Bourne up around 80 pitches now on the day. And that curve swung on and missed by Manzanillo. Strike two, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Kenry Manzanillo. Highlanders leading this one 7-3. Looking to sweep the Bulldogs this season in GBL play as they got the victory at Lynn English 15-8. That one just tipped by Manzanillo. Keeps the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chopper foul down the third base line. Keeps it at 1-2. One away here, top half of the fifth. Highlanders leading 7-3. Bourne again will kick and deliver. That's a hot shot third base. Tucker Cali ranges over for it, fires across the diamond, and that will do it for Kenry Manzanillo on the 6-3 putout. 2 away here, bottom or top half of the fifth inning. That'll bring up Gilbert Galva. Galva 0 for 1 on the day. He was walked intentionally back in the third inning, left stranded at second, then struck out swinging to open the second inning. Galva, a very dangerous hitter. Swung and fouled. Big hack there from Gilbert. Fouled that off of himself. 2 away here. Top half of the fifth inning. Highlanders leading 7-3. Curveball in there for a strike. Now Bourne out ahead. No balls, 2 strikes to Gilbert Galva. Looking for the first 1-2-3 inning of the day for the Highlanders. As that's a chopper towards third. Goes foul. You saw that play by Tucker Cali that put out on Kenry Manzanillo. Just a routine looking play, but Tucker Cali's skill is what makes that so routine, as he was so fundamentally sound with that. That's a fly ball out in right field. Noah Brown ranging back, and he will get it. First time of the day. The Bulldogs go 1-2-3. Highlanders lead by 4. We go to the bottom of the fifth here from Trum on Somerville TV. We are back here at Trum Field. Highlanders leading 7-3 against the Bulldogs, as we have a new Bulldog pitcher in the game, Elijah Wallace, taking over on the mound for Kenry Manzanillo. We close the book on Manzanillo. 4 innings of work, 5 hits, 7 runs. He walked 6, struck out 2. He is in line for the loss. Wallace will be welcomed to the game to face Colin Bourne. That is a foul ball out of play from Bourne. Bourne leading off this inning. Bourne 0 for 1 on the day. He walked, stole second, and was left stranded there in the first. He flew out to right field in the third. It's Bourne, Brown, and Griffin for the Highlanders. As Wallace leaves that up high. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Bourne. A lanky righty is Elijah Wallace. Wallace, designated hitter, or designated player, I should say, in the field, was in left field. Trying to see who is out there in left field. I cannot quite see the number. We'll get that change momentarily for you as Wallace is offering down low to Bourne. 3 balls and a strike now as the Highlanders up by 4 runs. Would love to get the leadoff man here. As that fastball left up high. Ball, base on balls for Colin Bourne. Noah Brown will come to the plate. Brown 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the first. Grounded out to second in the third. Nobody out here. Colin Bourne at first base. Highlanders with the 4-run lead. As Bourne away with the pitch. Highlanders stolen base parade continues. Thirteen stolen bases on the game so far. 13 stolen bases on the game so far for the Highlanders. As they have been extremely active on the base paths, taking advantage of their scouting report. Brown squared around to bunt. Pitch got by. Colin Bourne takes second, or third I should say, from second on that wild pitch. One ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Noah Brown. Clarification there. Nobody out. Brown swings and fires it back into the screen. Colin Bourne stands at third. So the Highlanders look for more insurance here. Curveball. Brown pops it up. Coming in from right field to make the play is Calderon. He will fire it home and keep Bourne at third. It's Calderon. Nice arm there. Didn't get deep enough to bring home Bourne. That'll bring up Danny Griffin with 1 away. Griffin grounded out to third, or grounded out to first, I should say, and lined out to first as well. Grounded out in the second. Lined out in the fourth, a soft liner. Infield drawn in here for Lynn English. See if Griffin can knock it by that drawn in infield with Colin Bourne at third, 1 away. So it's a chopper handled by Wallace. Wallace will fire it over to Galva, but the run comes in to score on the 1-3 putout. So Danny Griffin will pick up the RBI. Bourne will pick up the run scored. Highlanders will lead by 5. And Tommy Griffin will come to the plate with 2 away. Tommy 0 for 1 on the day with a run scored. Flew out to right field, back in the second. And walked and scored a run in the fourth. So that pitch down in the dirt for ball 1. Chopper came right back to Wallace at the mound. Wallace fired it over to first, allowing Bourne to score. If he'd gone to home, he would have ended up with runners on the corners, because Bourne did not go away from third until the throw was over to first. That pitch is in there for called strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Tommy Griffin. 2 away here for the Highlanders. They've got 1 across here. Bottom of the 5th, leading by 5 now. 8-3. That curve left well high to Griffin. 2 balls and a strike. Now the count. Elijah Wallace on in relief of Kenry Manzanillo. That pitch is fouled off, out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count. Manzanillo has moved to short, by the way. That's a soft grounder taken care of by Elijah Wallace, and he will tag Griffin out, but not before the Highlanders are able to get a run across in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Highlanders lead 8-3 as we move to the top of the 6th here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders leading 8-3 over the Lynn English Bulldogs. We have a pitching change for the Highlanders, as Noah Brown is in relief of Colin Bourne. Bourne will close the book on Colin. Colin moves over to first base. Ian moves out to right field. And Noah comes in from right field to pitch. Those are your defensive changes out in the field for the Highlanders. Wilfredo Perez, who had an RBI, 2 RBI double, I should say, back in the 3rd to give Lynn English a momentary lead in the top of the 3rd. Is at the plate. It will be Perez, Richardson, and Pena. As that's a chopper towards short. Ardolino charging in, backhands, fires across, but errant throw there by Ardolino. So E6 will get Perez on base. Ardolino made a nice backhanded stab to get the ball, but his running throw towards first, he rushed it a little bit. He did not need to. And we're going to go with an E6 on that one. Runner at first is Wilfredo Perez as Brown looks in. Pitch is in for a strike from Noah. Noah very straight up fastball, curveball guy. And there's a fastball popped up on the infield as Larkin comes out. Brown comes in, and Brown makes the play. Closing the book really quickly on Colin Bourne, he allowed 3 runs, all of which were earned. He did strike out 7, walked 3 over 5 innings of work, allowing 5 hits. He's in line for the win. As let's see here, we have a pinch hitter here, number 12. That is Julian Rodriguez coming in to pinch hit for Elian Pena. Elian Pena, the catcher. Julian Rodriguez. 1 away here. Top of the 6th inning. Runner at first is Wilfredo Perez. As Rodriguez gets into the batter's box. First pitch from Brown is low, ball 1 to Rodriguez. Brown will wind and deliver. That one fouled back into the screen by Rodriguez. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count. Highlanders leading this one by 5. Important game here for the Highlanders. They can secure a sweep against Lynn English in the regular season. They can also put themselves 2 games out in front of everybody in the GBL. Swing and a miss there at the curve. Rodriguez down 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a win today will put the Highlanders 2 wins away from securing a definite playoff spot in Division II, as it takes 10 victories on the season to do that. Called strike 3 outside with the fastball. Hits that corner. And that will do it for Rodriguez in his pinch hit at bat. It's going to bring up Jordan Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 2 on the day, 2 strikeouts, both looking. Bourne got the best of him twice. Brown's fastball inside for ball 1 to Hernandez. Runner at first is Wilfredo Perez. He reached on an error as Ardolino made a nice backhanded stab charging the ball, but made a rushed throw to first off target. That pitch outside, ball 2 to Jordan Hernandez. So a lot on the line for the Highlanders as we're going to get a pinch runner out here now. As Juan Reyes will pinch run at first base. A little more speed. As Reyes now leads away. Pitch in there, called strike from Noah Brown. Hernandez, number 9 batter in the Lynn English order. Gilmer Galva waits on deck. Already talked about how strong the heart of this lineup is. The Highlanders don't want to get into it with runners on base. So Brown would, of course, love to get Hernandez here, but he's down 3 balls and a strike. As that is down low, ball 4. Brown loses him. Hernandez goes to first on the walk. Figueroa goes to second. And Gilmer Galva comes up. Galva 1 for 2 on the day with a single, stolen base, and run scored. Singled back in the 4th. Strike 1 is in there from Noah Brown. 2 away here, top half of the 6th inning. Highlanders leading by 5, but no lead is safe against the Bulldogs. That is something that is true. As they have 2 runners on, that pitch is outside, ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count. So they have 2 runners on. They have a pinch runner, Andres Figueroa, at second, and Jordan Hernandez at first. 5-run lead can become very, very small against this Lynn English squad. Nice pitch there, swung on and missed as Brown blew the heat by Galva. Brown will check the runner, 2 away here. As Brown would love to get out of this inning, and he does with strike 3 swinging to Galva. That will do it for the Bulldogs in the top half of the 6th inning. Highlanders lead by 5 as we move to the bottom of the 6th here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back on Somerville Ed TV, bottom half of the 6th inning. Highlanders will have the top of the order coming in to face Elijah Wallace, who came in relief last inning. It's Bourne, Cali, and Ardolino for the Highlanders here in the 6th. Highlanders leading by 5 as Wallace left that one up high for ball 1 to Bourne. Bourne 1 for 3 on the day. Hit the ball hard his first 2 at-bats, but resulted in outs. And then a excuse me infield single got through, and that is not an excuse me infield single. That is a well-hit ball up the middle, second single of the day for Ian Bourne. He stands at first with nobody out here. Bottom of the 6th. Highlanders lead by 5. As we noted, though, no lead is safe against the Bulldogs. Heart of the Bulldog order will be coming up in the top half of the 7th, so the Highlanders would love to tack on as Tucker Cali comes to the plate. Tucker has been on base in all 3 of his plate appearances. He is 1 for 1. He's walked twice, he singled, he's scored 3 times. As Ian Bourne is away, and Ian Bourne is safe. Stolen base for Bourne, second stolen base of the day for him. Pitch was a ball, 1 ball, no strikes to Tucker. Cali has scored all 3 times he's been up. He singled into left center back in the 1st. came around to score after stealing second. He walked and scored in the third. He walked and scored in the fourth. In all of those, he also has stolen 3 bags, has Tucker Cali. So 1 for 1 on the day, 3 runs scored, 3 stolen bases. Pretty solid day for the Highlander third baseman, because he's also had some excellent plays with the glove. Highlanders leading 8-3. Bourne leads away. Pitch down in the dirt, ball 2. Bourne will take second or third base, I should say, as the pitch got past Pena. Just one of those forgettable days for Elion Pena behind the plate. Highlanders have just been so aggressive on the base paths. Bourne now 90 feet away. Tucker Cali will walk. 4 straight balls to Tucker. His 3rd walk of the game. 4th time on base. That'll bring up Preston Ardolino. Ardolino 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI and a stolen base and run scored. Singled and scored a run back in the 4th. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Wallace, his curveball. Pena wasn't able to squeeze it. Cali will take the stolen bag. One ball, no strikes, now the count to Ardolino. Swing and a miss there. Ardolino swinging for the downs. Highlanders have 2 runners on second and third. Bourne at third. Cali at second. Nobody out. Curveball called, strike 2 to Ardolino, and he knew it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to the Highlander freshman shortstop. That's a fastball outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Ardolino. Preston could put a charge in the ball as well. Heart of the Highlander lineup has been quite effective today. Robbie Larkin waits on deck. He's 2 for 3 on the day with 2 runs scored. Curveball, chopper, handled by Manzanillo at short. He'll fire to first to get the out. Galva fires home. Bourne will score ahead of the throw. So the Highlanders now a 6-run lead. Ardolino, his 2nd ground out RBI. And Bourne will score his 1st run of the game. Cali took 3rd on the throw home. Robbie Larkin will come up with 1 away here. Bottom of the 6th, Highlanders leading by 6. Larkin 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI, 2 runs scored. That ball left up high for ball 1. He's reached base all of his opportunities, all of his plate appearances. He reached base and was left stranded in the 4th on an error on the 2nd baseman. Lynn English, the infield is in. Pitch gets away from Pena, but not too far. Cali stays at 3rd. Cali has the opportunity to reach base all 4 of his plate appearances, as well as scoring all 4 of his plate appearances if he's able to get in from 3rd base here. Ball's outside to Larkin. Runs the count, 3 balls, no strikes, as Elijah Wallace, who was brought in relief of Kenry Manzanillo, who now is playing short, struggling with his control a bit now. As that one gets away from the catcher Pena, but bounces right back to him. It was ball 4, though. So Larkin also reaches base all 4 of his plate appearances. Highlanders have runners on the corners, and they're going to go out and have a talk with Wallace, as Esteban Cabral will go out and check in on his relief pitcher. Highlanders will have up Max Barish. Barish 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out looking in the 4th. He's been left stranded after walking twice at 3rd base twice. You look at the Highlanders and how they're doing this year and how well they're playing. They're ranked number 38 in Division II. They are on the verge, if they can hold on to this lead, of securing their 8th victory of the season in only 11 games played. So that gives them 9 more games to get those 2 wins necessary for a playoff appearance. Last year, the Highlanders secured their playoff appearance against Lynn English on Senior Day here at Trum Field. Of course, that's always at the end of the year. So the Highlanders well ahead of the playoff schedule this year. And when you look at the team that they've got, what really jumps out, you know Ian Bourne and what he's going to bring. As we'll just talk about the season for a moment as the warm-up pitches for Andres Figueroa going on out there. He will come in relief of Wallace. As Figueroa warms up, we'll just talk really quickly about the Highlander baseball squad this season, what we've seen. Ian Bourne, you know what you're going to get from Ian Bourne, possibly the best player in the GBL. You know, a great left-handed arm on the mound, good solid defense out in the field, and a tremendous left-handed bat. You know what you're going to get from Ian. What we've seen, though, from this Highlander squad is the left-hand side of that infield. I want to talk about Tucker Cali, Preston Arnolino out there. Tucker Cali at third base has been tremendous with the glove, and his offense has been excellent throughout the season as well, as he's settled into that number 2 slot in the lineup, really producing for the Highlanders. And Artolino, freshman shortstop out there, really solidifies that left side of the infield for the Highlanders, because defensively they're so strong over there, and that really is a change that has benefited them this season. Their defense has really taken a step up, and I think that's one of the reasons that we're seeing such a tremendous season so far for the Highlanders. As Barish is going to step in against Figueroa. Runners on the corners for the Highlanders, 1 away here, bottom of the 6th. Figueroa will look in. Larkin will steal second. Throw goes into center. Tucker Cali will come in to score. Highlanders lead 10-3. So Robbie Larkin, another stolen base. 6 stolen bases for Robbie Larkin, including a steal of home. So a heck of a game for Robbie Larkin today. That pitch to Barish was a ball. That pitch in there for called strike 1, right at the numbers. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Barish. Great games today, both for Tucker Cali and Robbie Larkin. Tucker Cali reached base all 4 plate appearances, has scored all 4 of his plate appearances. That pitch down in the dirt, Pena picks it up, fires it over. But Larkin will take third base. So the Highlanders have another runner 90 feet away, only 1 away here, bottom of the 6th inning, already have a 7-run lead. Andres Figueroa was brought in relief of Elijah Wallace. His first batter is Max Barish. He's down 2 balls, now 3 balls and a strike to Barish. Checks Larkin. Barish swings, fouls it right off of home plate. Fills up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Max Barish. Barish, second time today, he's gone full. Swing and a miss for Barish. Throw down to first to secure the strikeout, but with only 1 out, that will allow the runner to score from third as Larkin comes in to score. 11-3 as Barish strikes out, his second strikeout of the game, but 11-3 now the Highlander lead. As Colin Bourne will come in. Bourne started the game for the Highlanders on the mound, moved over to first base. After working 5 innings of pitching, he is in line for the win for the Highlanders. Figueroa steps off the rubber. That pitch left up high to Bourne, ball one. That's outside, ball two. 2 balls. No strikes, now the count. That's a hot shot, left field line, just foul. Long, loud strike for Colin Bourne. 2 balls and a strike. The count now to Bourne, 2 away here, bottom of the 6th. Highlanders have got 3 across here in the 6th to give them the 11-3 lead. Figueroa winds, delivers, Bourne, line shot, shortstop, Manzanillo jumps up, makes the play. That will do it for the Highlanders in the 6th, but they add 3. They lead 11-3 as we go to the 7th inning here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field, top half of the 7th inning, last opportunity for the Bulldogs as they trail 11-3. It will be the heart of their order coming up as Jeriel Benzan will lead off, followed by Gamalier. Pardon me. Yes, he will be batting. Manzanillo will be up, as well as Calderon. Benzan swinging and missing. Benzan 0 for 3 on the day. New pitcher on the mound for the Highlanders is Tucker Calley as he is on the mound looking to finish this one off. Moves over from third base. So we'll get the defensive changes momentarily for you. That fastball inside, called strike 1. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Benzan. So Calley moves from third to pitcher. Griffin moves from center field to third base. Noah Brown moves from pitcher out to right field. Ian Bourne moves from right to center. And those are your defensive changes. 0-2 offering from Calley. That's a fly ball left center, well out there. It's going to get to the fence as Benzan busts out, standing up with a double. As I mentioned, leads are not safe against the Bulldogs. Big, deep hit to double to left center for Benzan, his first hit of the day. That'll bring up Gamalier Calderon. Calderon is 2 for 3 in the day. He's got an RBI double and a single. He has hit the ball well. Nobody out here is Tucker Calley on the mound in relief, looking to close out this final inning, staked to an 8-run lead. As that's a ground ball, second base. Griffin fields it, fires to first. 4-3 put out. First out of the inning. Runner advances to third as Benzan will stand at third. That will bring up Henry Manzanillo. Manzanillo started this game as the starting pitcher, shifted over to shortstop after he was pulled off the mound after 4 innings of work. He allowed 7 of the Highlander 11 runs. That one in there for called strike 1. Tucker Calley got the save against Cambridge when he came in relief of Colin Bourne last week. Of course, you can watch that performance, curveball, swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. You can watch that performance on our YouTube channel, Somerville Ed TV. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, mash those buttons for us. And swing and a miss at the curveball. Larkin will fire it down, and that will be the second out as Calley gets the swinging strikeout there. That'll bring up Gilbert Galva. Very, very dangerous hitter, Gilbert Galva. He is 0 for 2 on the day. As he pops this one up, and this might do it. Drifting out is Ardolino, and he will make the play all the way out in left field, and that will do it. as the Highlanders take this one by the score of 11-3. Your winning pitcher is Colin Bourne. He went 5, allowed 3, striking out 7. Losing pitcher is Kinry Manzanillo. He went 4, allowing 7 runs, striking out 2 and walking 6. Highlanders move their record for the season overall to 8-3 in the GBL. They move their record to 7-1, 2 games out ahead of both Lynn Classical and Lynn English in the loss column. Only 1 loss for the Highlanders, 3 losses apiece for Classical and English. That'll do it for us today as the Highlander baseball team continues their march towards the postseason with the 11-3 victory over Lynn English today. Thank you very much for watching at home. I'm Todd Harmon. Thank you very much, Bill Trudell on camera, Joe Constantine on production. Again, I'm Todd Harmon, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV.